18 teams from across Duval County are ready to battle for victorious. Stay tuned. It's Brawl, now in its 17th year of academic competition. Presented by the Duval County Public Schools, Dr. Larry L. Zanke, Superintendent. Here is your host, Tom Welch.
And now we have only 5 teams left. The undefeated teams are Parker High School and Bishop Kenny. You just saw Lee defeat Sandalwood, and now we bring you Mandarin High School and Paxon High School. Let's meet the teams. First, for Mandarin, we have Michael Sagner, Zach Vickery. The team captain is Josh Wills and Brian Mickles. For Paxon High School, Craig Young, Jason Dykes. The team captain is Shalyn Moken and Jennifer Wehrman. Mandarin's team is coached by David Debs, and Paxon's team is coached by Sonia Edwards and Myrna Lehman. Our supervisor of officials is Allie Browning, and our officials are supplied by the IBM Corporation, who also supplies a computer to the winner of this overall competition. Let's check out the rules again. Toss-up is worth 4 points and a bonus 10 points, but they must answer the toss-up correctly in order to try for the bonus. If I'm interrupted by a member of either team during the reading of a toss-up, I ask for an answer. If the answer is wrong, 2 points are awarded to the opposing team's score. Then that team has the opportunity to answer with the question when it's repeated. They get 5 seconds to answer a toss-up and 20 seconds to answer a bonus. With the rules down, team, good luck, and here we go. Hiroshima, an account of the first atomic bombings by the United States, was written by whom? That is John Hershey. Pencils. Simplify. 4 times the square root of 80 minus 6 times the square root of 5. Brian?
14 radical 5?
No. Paxon? Jason?
2 radical 5?
10 radical 5. Toss up. What term means that an orbiting satellite is always above the same spot on the Earth? That is in geosynchronous orbit. Which American author's first important novel, 3 Soldiers, was published in 1921? Josh?
Ernest Hemingway?
No. Paxon? Jennifer?
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
John Dos Passos. Pencils again. Solve for all real values of C. 5 plus the cube root of C equals 0. And that would be a negative 125. Toss up. Name the river that has its source in the Allegheny Mountains and forms part of the border between Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia before it empties into the Chesapeake Bay. Zach?
Susquehanna?
No. Paxon? Jason?
Potomac?
The Potomac is correct. The bonus is worth 2 points each, or 10 points for all 4. First, what was the year of the Glorious Revolution? Second, who was the king who was exiled? Third, what were his followers known as? And finally, who replaced him on the throne of England? For 2 points each, or 10 points for all 4. First, what was the year of the Glorious Revolution? Second, who was the king who was exiled? Third, what were his followers known as? And finally, who replaced him on the throne of England?
Number 1, 1688. Number 2, Charles I. Number 4, Cromwell. 3, Carolinians.
You got the year right. Mandarin, can you give me the other 3?
The third one is Tories. Fourth one is Charles II.
The number 2, the king who was exiled, was James II. His followers were Jacobites, and he was replaced on the throne by William and Mary. But 1688 earns Paxon 2 points. Pencils again. If xy equals 24 and x squared plus y squared equals 73, what is the square of the quantity x minus y? And the answer would be 25. Name the Italian artist of the early 19th century who painted many of his finest frescoes in the Arena Chapel in Padua. Yes, Jennifer?
Raphael?
No. Mandarin? Zach?
Michelangelo?
Giotto. Toss up. What poet wrote the following lines? Let B be the final of seem. The only emperor is the emperor of ice cream. entertaining lines of Wallace Stevens. Pencils again. Factor x squared plus 10x plus 25 minus y squared. Brian?
Quantity x plus 5 plus y times the quantity x plus 5 minus y.
That's it. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Answer the following questions about the nature of stars. First, given stars of magnitudes plus 4, plus 10, 0, and minus 2, which would have the greatest intrinsic brightness? And second, if a star is moving rapidly away from the sun, how is its spectrum affected? For 4 points each, or 10 points for both, and that nature of stars. First, given stars of magnitudes plus 4, plus 10, 0, and minus 2, which would have the greatest intrinsic brightness? And second, if a star moving rapidly away from the sun, how is its spectrum affected?
And the second one is redshift.
Redshift is correct, but not the magnitude. Paxon?
-2 minus 2.
The minus 2 would be the brightest star. Yes, 4 points each way. Toss up. What was the name of the first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth? Zach? Yes, worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Calcium carbonate decomposes to form quicklime and carbon dioxide. Calculate first the moles of calcium carbonate decomposed, and second, the volume of carbon dioxide gas at STP produced from the decomposition of 150 carbonate, which has a molecular weight of 100 grams. For 4 points each, or 10 points for both, calcium carbonate decomposes to form quicklime and carbon dioxide. Calculate first the moles of calcium carbonate decomposed, and second, the volume of the carbon dioxide gas at STP produced from the decomposition of calcium carbonate, which has a molecular weight of 100 grams.
First one is 1 mole. 33.6 liters.
Judge?
The second.
No. Paxon?
First is 3, and the second is 2, I think.
First is 3, second 2.
1.52 moles and 34 liters for no... What is the constant called, which is the product of the concentrations of the ions formed when a solid is dissolved in water? Josh?
K, the equilibrium constant.
Judge? No. Paxon? It's the solubility product constant, which is abbreviation KSP. No points. Toss up. Who wrote these lines of poetry about a tuft of flowers? The mower and the dew had loved them thus, by leaving them to flourish not for us, nor yet to draw one thought of ours to him, but from sheer morning gladness at the brim. Jennifer?
Emily Dickinson?
No. Mandarin? Zach?
E.E. Cummings.
Those are the lines of Robert Frost. Pencils again. Simplify the following. 1 over I plus 1 over I squared plus 1 over I cubed plus 1 over I to the 4th power, where I is the square root of -1. And the answer is 0. Toss up. Who was the Southern governor who ran for president in 1968? Zach?
Humphrey.
No. Paxon? Jason?
Nixon?
George Wallace. Toss up. To what class of arthropods do the flies belong? Josh?
Insectia.
Yes. The bonus is worth 10 points. Find the geometric mean between the quantity 8 plus 2 times the square root of 10 and its conjugate. For 10 points, find the geometric mean between the quantity 8 plus 2 times the square root of 10 and its conjugate.
Four and 4?
No, time is up. Paxon.
2 times square root of 6.
That's it, 10 points. Good steal. Toss up. Called the first important Russian composer. This man influenced works by Tchaikovsky and Rimsky-Korsakov. Name the composer of Kamarinskaya and the opera Russian and Ludmila. Jason?
Stravinsky?
No. Mandarin. That is Mikhail Glinka. Toss up. Name the Puritan wife and mother living on the edge of the American wilderness whose poetry reflected these experiences. Jason?
And Bradstreet.
That's the one. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Name first the author and second the title of the novel that contains these lines. He surveyed the fence and all gladness left him, and a deep melancholy settled down upon his spirit. 30 yards of board fence, 9 feet high. Life to him seemed hollow and existence but a burden. For 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Name first the author, second the title of the novel that contains these lines. He surveyed the fence and all gladness left him, and a deep melancholy settled down upon his spirit. 30 yards of board fence, 9 feet high. Life to him seemed hollow and existence but a burden.
Number 1, Mending Wall. Number 2,
Cummings.
Cummings.
No, Mandarin.
No answer.
The author is Mark Twain, and that's from The Adventures of Tom Sawyer for no points. But we need the pencils again. What is the area of an equilateral triangle if the length of the altitude is 12? Jason?
36.
No. Mandarin. Brian?
72.
48 radical 3. Toss up. That's the end of round 1. Before we look at the scores, let's meet the team players from Mandarin High School, and we'll start with Michael.
Okay, I've been competing in academic competition for 2 years now. I'm undecided where I'm going to go to college. I'm a member of Dole Dore. Oh, and I'm also going to attend on the 20th the Congressional Youth Leadership Conference.
Very good. Zachary.
I'm Zach. I'm a junior. I currently have a job. My interests include computers and tennis, and I want to go to UF or Georgia Tech with a major in engineering.
The team captain is Josh.
Hi, my name is Josh Wills. I'm a junior. I hope to attend Princeton University and major in political science, and I'd like to become a federal judge.
Last but not least is Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian Nicholas. I'm a junior. I'm on the all-county Brawl team, and I'm also a member of the Mandarin baseball team, and I plan to major in biomedical engineering.
Those are the team players from Mandarin High School. Let's check the score. Mandarin has 16 points. Paxon has 24 points. Both teams have elected to stay with their starting lineups. The rules in round 2 remain the same, so let's continue. What was the name of the battle that ended the last German offensive in December of 1944? Jason.
The Battle of the Bulge.
Yes. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. An oxidation reduction, or redox reaction, involves the transfer of electrons from a reducing agent to an oxidizing agent. Describe the process of reduction in terms of first, electron transfer, and second, change of oxidation number. For 4 points each, or 10 points for both. An oxidation reduction or redox reaction involves the transfer of electrons from a reducing agent to an oxidizing agent. Describe the process of reduction in terms of 1, electron transfer, and 2, change of oxidation number.
No answer.
Okay, Mandarin.
The first one, the reducing agent gets an electron and the oxidizing agent loses an electron. The second one, the reducing agent's oxidation number goes up and the oxidizing agent's oxidizing number goes down.
Judge? Yes, we'll give you credit for that. 10 points. Okay. Toss up. Clams take in water containing microorganisms which serve as their food. What structure of the clam is responsible for this intake? Jason.
The shell.
No. Mandarin. Josh.
Tongue.
The incurrent siphon. Toss up. Edward Arlington Robinson created these characters: Luke Havergal, John Evereldown, and Richard Corey. Name the fictional town where these people reside. They reside in Tilbury Town. Pencils again. What is the measure of an interior angle of a regular nonagon? Brian.
162 degrees.
No, that's incorrect. Paxon. Jason.
148.
140 degrees. Toss up. What president had appointed 8 Supreme Court justices before he left office? Josh.
Truman.
No. Paxson. Craig.
Washington.
The one who was in office the longest, FDR. Roosevelt. What term is used by zoologists to categorize all mammals having hoofs? Those are ungulates. What imagist poet wrote these lines? I walk down the patterned garden paths in my stiff brocaded gown, with my powdered hair and jeweled fan. I, too, am a rare pattern. Lines of Amy Lowell. Pencils. What is the area of a right triangle which has a 13-inch hypotenuse and one 5-inch leg? Josh.
30 inches?
Yes. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. What name is given to, first, a population in which organisms breed randomly so that the genes combine essentially at random, and two, the principle that in such a population the composition of the gene pool will remain the same from generation to generation? For 4 points each, or 10 points for both. What name is given to, first, a population in which organisms breed randomly so that genes combine essentially at random, and second, the principle that in such a population the composition of the gene pool will remain the same from generation to generation?
First one, ecosystem. Is that one Mendel principle?
No. Paxon.
Two, evolution.
The first is a panmitic population, and the second is the Hardy-Weinberg law. Toss up. Name the man who won a Pulitzer Prize for his work present at the creation, My Years in the State Department. He was Harry Truman's last Secretary of State. Josh.
Marshall?
No. Paxon. He was Dean Acheson. Name the only marsupial found in North America. Jason?
A platypus.
No. Mandarin. Zach?
A possum.
Possum is correct. The bonus is worth 2 points each, or 10 points for all four. For numbers 1 and 2, name the two countries whose interference with U.S. shipping prompted the Embargo Act. Number 3, name the president who supported the act. And number 4, the act which replaced it in 1809. For 2 points each, or 10 points for all four. First and second, name the two countries whose interference with U.S. shipping prompted the Embargo Act. Number 3, the president who supported the act. And number 4, the act which replaced it in 1809.
For the first one, Great Britain. For the second one, France. For the third one, Jefferson. And the fourth one, the Non-Intercourse Act.
10 points. Toss up. In English literature, the period ending the 17th century is known as the Restoration. To what event does this refer? Josh?
The returning of the king to the throne.
More specific.
The returning of Charles II to the throne.
That's the one. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Name first the author and second the title of a novel published in 1929 that deals with the romance between Frederick Henry, an American ambulance driver, and Catherine Barclay, an English nurse in Italy during World War I. For 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Name first the author, second the title of a novel published in 1929 that deals with the romance between Frederick Henry, an American ambulance driver, and Catherine Barclay, an English nurse in Italy during World War I.
The book is Farewell to Arms, and the author is Hemingway.
That is correct. Toss up, and you'll need your pencils. What is the fourth term of a geometric sequence whose second term is 4 and whose common ratio is 5? And that answer would be 100. Toss up. What name is given to the small, basic proteins found in chromosomes to which the DNA is tightly bound? Josh?
Chromosomes?
No. Paxon? Those are called histones. What term is used by biologists to refer to vascular plants? That is, plants with efficient internal transport systems. Those are tracheophytes. Name the Austrian opera composer who reforms Italian opera in the 1760s, emphasizing the dramatic. One of his operas is Orfeo ed Eurydice. Jason?
Brahms.
No. Mandarin. Josh?
Bach.
Gluck. What English novelist created George Smiley, the aging Secret Service agent in such books as Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy, and The Honorable Schoolboy? John Le Carre. And pencils for the last time. How many dihedral angles are there in a cube? Josh?
8.
No. Paxson? Jason?
12.
12 is correct. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Name the composer of the following musical works. First, Moonlight Sonata. Second, La Boheme. For 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Name the composer of the following musical works. First, Moonlight Sonata, and second, La Boheme.
Number 1, Verdi. Number 2, Puccini.
Puccini is correct for La Boheme. Can Mandarin give me the composer of Moonlight Sonata?
Beethoven.
Beethoven is correct, so that's 4 points each way. The city of Hiroshima is found at the extreme southwestern end of Japan's largest island. Name this island. Jason.
Honshu.
Honshu is correct. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Name 2 of the 3 classes of true fungi. 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Name 2 of the 3 classes of true fungi.
One, lichens. 2, mushrooms.
No. Mandarin.
No answer.
Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, or Basidomycetes, so we have no points. Toss up. What term is used to describe the flexible framework of the cell maintained by microfilaments and microtubules? Jennifer.
Cell membrane?
No. Mandarin. Josh.
Permeable?
Cytoskeleton. Toss up. Under what act was the South governed after the Civil War? Josh.
The Reconstruction Act
Judge.
of 1867.
More specific?
Reconstruction Act of 1867.
No. Paxson. Yes, Jason.
The Reconstruction Act of 1865.
What we're looking for is Military Reconstruction Act. Toss up. What man-made waterway proved crucial to the North in the winning of the Civil War? Zach.
Erie Canal.
Yes. The bonus is worth 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Name the highest peak in Turkey and what landed there. For 4 points each, or 10 points for both. Name the highest peak in Turkey and what landed there.
For the first one, Erebus. For the second one, Noah's Ark.
Repeat the first.
Erebus.
No, that's incorrect. Noah's Ark is correct. Paxson, can you give me the name of the peak?
Ararat.
That's correct. So we have 4 points each way. Toss up. And that's the end of round 2. Before we check the score, let's meet the team players from Paxon High School, and starting with Craig.
Hi, my name is Craig Young. I'm a junior at Paxon Senior High School. I plan to attend University of Miami or University of Maine for computer programming.
Jason?
My name is Jason Dykes, a junior at Paxon. I have a 4.3 overall grade point average, and I'm a member of the National Honor Society and the track team. My hobbies include football and weightlifting, and I have no college plans yet.
And Shallon's the team captain.
Hi, my name is Shallon Moken, and I'm a senior. My activities include soccer, swimming, and student council. I plan to attend UNF and major in biology.
Jennifer's favorite author is Emily Dickinson. Tell us something else, Jennifer.
I'm Jennifer Wehrman. This is my first year in academic competition. I also enjoy swimming and softball. I plan to attend UNF on the Paget Scholarship, and I plan on studying biology or literature.
Those are the team players from Paxon High School. Let's check the score. Mandarin has 70 points, and Paxon has 44 points. Time now for our lightning round. That's the series of toss-up questions worth 4 points for the team that gets it right, 4 points for the other team if they get it wrong. 2 minutes or 25 questions, whichever comes first. Here we go. What is the eastern coast promontory known as the graveyard of the Atlantic? Jason.
Bermuda Triangle.
No, Cape Hatteras. What type of materials transmit light but distort the rays during the transmission? Jason.
Translucent.
Yes. Name the ancient Greek philosopher who founded the science of formal logic. Jason.
Socrates.
Aristotle. What Greek god was the god of light and truth? Jason.
Apollo.
Yes. What country used to be called the Belgian Congo? Zach.
Zaire.
Yes. What term is defined as the capacity to do work? Brian.
Force.
Energy. What is the symbol for natural logarithms? Josh.
LN.
Yes. What is part 2 of Dante's Divine Comedy? Purgatory. Who was the famous criminal lawyer who defended Jack Ruby accused of killing Lee Harvey Oswald? Melvin Belli. How many significant figures does the number 2,200 contain? Jason.
4.
2. What do we call an interval that contains both of its endpoints? Closed. Identify the author of such plays as Misalliance and Caesar and Cleopatra. George Bernard Shaw. What was the first national road known as? Josh.
Cumberland Road.
Yes. W is the symbol for what? Brian.
Tungsten.
Yes. What type of function is the greatest integer function? That's a step function. Who wrote the narrative poem, The Lay of the Last Minstrel? Sir Walter Scott. Who was the president who established the retreat at Camp David? Jason.
Kennedy.
Franklin Roosevelt. What type of reaction deals with one element displacing another element in a compound? Josh.
Replacement reaction.
No, single displacement. What is the log base 2 of 32? Jason.
2.
No, 5. What? That's the end of our lightning round. Let's take a look at today's final score. Mandarin has 106 points. Paxon has 60 points. So the winner of this match is Mandarin High School. In Brain Brawl competition, a team stays in until it's lost twice, so we'll see Mandarin in future rounds. And we congratulate Paxon High School on a job well done as they retire from competition. Join us next time when we'll have the undefeated teams Terry Parker and Bishop Kenny, followed by Lee and Mandarin here on Brain Brawl. Until then, I'm Tom Welsh. Thanks a lot for joining us. And remember, in Duval County, education is a family affair.